Working Interferences is intended for mature audiences. Since the hosts never grew up, someone needs to be the adult.
Bienvenue à Interferences de Cheval Podcast, un spectacle de conseils dentaires.
Yeah.
Je suis Joshua Austin.
Et je m'appelle Lance Timmerman. Did you say je suis?
Does that mean my name is? No.
Yeah, well, I am, but I mean, it's French with a German accent.
Okay. I didn't say I was good at either. I just feel so European now, Lance.
Well, that's right. I mean, you were in Paris, so that makes sense. You had got the little German with French mixed in there, so...
It's like Alsace-Lorraine area, right? Like, isn't that sort of between...
Yeah, they'll argue and war over that. Sometimes it's France, sometimes it's Germany.
They'll war over anything, actually.
Pretty much. Yeah.
No, I just feel so cultured now, after spending so much time over in the old world, so to speak.
So to speak.
Got to see you there.
Yeah, that was kind of trippy to be so far from home and see you. You did great.
Let's recap.
Okay.
Our European adventures. So we started out in Paris. So we flew to Paris on Sunday / landed on Monday morning.
Right.
And flew Delta business from Atlanta to Charles de Gaulle. Two And the Delta 1 layout is like a 1-to-1 layout, right?
Okay.
So it's like 2 aisles, and on each side of the plane there's one seat aisle, and then 2 seats, then aisle, then 1 seat. So Andrew and I were seated in the middle, and somehow we got the first row.
Okay.
And we got the first row on the plane with apparently the Delta award-winning loudest motherfucking flight attendant team in the entire fucking universe.
Okay.
Now, I took an Ambien and a Valium, and I slept through it.
Oh, Jesus.
But I could still hear them, like, working.
Okay.
They kept Andrea up all night. She didn't take enough meds, and so they kept her up all night. But, like, they just were banging shit around all night.
Man.
Like, there was, like, at some point, they normally, like, do the service, the food service, and then it's like, then they kind of go into chill mode.
Yeah. They avoid. My experience has been...
they're like, you don't see them for, like, 4 hours.
They're hoping you're asleep. That way they can keep to themselves.
They can go sleep, play on their phone, whatever.
Yeah.
You remember from Lord of the Rings, like when the orcs were like working underneath the fucking mountain to like make the bigger orcs and forge the steel and all that shit?
Of course.
That was the fucking flight attendants. They were like working under the mountain to make more orcs or whatever. It was just like pounding shit. I don't know if they were cataloging everything. Like for inventory, I don't know what was happening, but they were literally just banging shit around.
Well, when you're making a nice katana blade, it's folded 80 times.
Right.
So.
It's exactly what they were doing. Just on a fucking anvil, just pounding on it. So Andrea didn't really sleep at all, which sucks when you have to like get on European time.
Yeah.
And I had slept a little bit, so it helped me. We landed in Paris, and it had been Andrew's dream always to stay at the Ritz.
Okay.
And like, most, like if there's ever something that you've been dreaming of, thinking of, like it's been on your mind for years and years and years. The chances of it meeting expectations are generally pretty small.
No chance.
Except the fucking Ritz. The Ritz did it.
Okay.
She was like, I mean, it was everything she ever imagined. It was spectacular. Our room like looked out over Plaza Vendôme. Is one of the, there's only like, they only have like 4 rooms on the top level that look down on Plaza Vendôme, and ours was one of them.
Nice.
Absolutely beautiful room. Everybody there was just amazing. It was just perfect. Like it was absolutely perfect. And it's, It's an interesting location. It's close to like the Louvre and the Tuileries Gardens.
Uh-huh.
So, it's a 5-minute walk to there. 10-minute walk to the Grand Opera. Is that, would you pronounce, is it just, do you pronounce it opera or?
Opera Garnier. Yeah. I mean, it's,
okay.
Yeah, because they moved the other opera. It's a more modern building now. So
it's a pretty easy walk to pretty much everything, but like the Eiffel Tower is not an easy walk.
Yeah, that's not close.
So it's in a good location, but it helps you see a lot of the city.
For sure.
But just the room itself was unbelievable. The team there was just like, exactly what you'd expect. And every time I went through there's like a revolving door that you go through when you go in. All I could think about was Princess Diana, because that was kind of like the last footage of Princess Diana was her walking. It's like security footage of her walking into the Ritz. That's where they were staying the night that she died.
Did you go down to the Ponte Alma where she died? They have
is that where the tunnel was?
There's a big flame there.
I knew that there was a tunnel. I knew that happened in a tunnel, but I didn't know which tunnel. So I would have known had I gone through it.
Yeah. From the street level, because there's a bunch of stuff there. I think people are still throwing wreaths and mementos at it, so you'd see the pile of stuff. But I don't close.
I don't think I did. But every time I walk,
if you're going to go see like the Bateau Mouche down by the Eiffel Tower, you would probably have walked past it.
Okay, yeah. Every time I walk through the doors, I just imagine Princess Diana, which is pretty macabre. But that was just absolutely spectacular, and it did get the thought did get mentioned a couple times. Like, I'm going to stay here. Andrew is saying, I'm going to stay here while you go to Germany, and just come back here and pick me up on your way home.
Yeah.
She and we both loved Paris. This was both of our first visits to Paris, so we both absolutely loved it. Everything was spectacular. We took your advice on that. You said to go to the Louvre on like a Wednesday because it's closed Tuesday. So we went like Wednesday morning. And at some point, like we were in the room with Venus de Milo with no one else in the room.
Nice.
We were in the room with the Mona Lisa with like 7 other people in the room.
That's cool.
So it was not crazy busy at all.
Good.
Orsay was cool. Orsay was actually busier than the Louvre, which seems weird.
Yeah, I like the Musée d'Orsay better, but I always thought the Louvre was always more crowded. So,
yeah, the architecture at Orsay is pretty spectacular because it's an old train station. So there's a lot of times like you can end up on that top floor, like looking out at the clocks and whatnot, which is super cool. I mean, just the architecture there in general, because of sort of the way the city was kind of torn down by an architect in the like early 1800s or whatever, and then all the buildings were sort of rebuilt in that Parisian style with plaster of Paris. Surprisingly enough, it's not Paris, Texas, Paris, France. Just gives that solid look, that uniform look kind of all around the city center that just is what you think of when you think of Parisian architecture, and food was amazing. My love of baking and pastry, right? I have a love of those things, those TV shows.
Yeah.
So I had done a lot of Googling about like, all right, so, it's like French pâtissier is a very specific style that's very well executed, and very, really close attention to detail. So trying to find out like where the best pâtissiers were, and found this guy named Cedric Grolet, Grolet.
Okay.
Young guy, probably early 30s. And he's his stuff looked amazing. And so it turns out he had a bakery right around the corner from Plaza Vendo, a 2-minute walk. So we walked over there, and I can never have baked goods again.
Yeah.
Here's the equivalent. The equivalent of this is like it's 1993, and you telling somebody like, dude, I'm really into basketball. I love basketball. I love the NBA. I'm all about it. I consume it nonstop. I just love it. It's my favorite thing in the world. And then somebody saying to you like, oh, like you must really love Michael Jordan then. And you're like, who? I've never heard of him. And then you watch Michael Jordan play. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
holy fuck, like this is the best person in the world. How did I not know about this person?
Right.
That is Cedric Gourlay. He is literally the best fucking baker in the world. And I had never heard of him because he's in France and he's like 30 years old and he's not on fucking Netflix.
Yep.
Or the Food Channel or any of that stuff. He's just in Paris fucking crushing it. He makes these fruit sculptures that are unbelievable.
Yeah.
His Perry breast was literally the best thing I've ever put in my mouth. It was absolutely unfucking believable. He even made like an apparently the big trend right now there in Paris is American cookies. That's like a hot thing. It's like
really?
Every Parisian wants American cookies. So he had this like just like a sablé dough with
like a snickerdoodle or a chocolate chip. I mean, what?
A little bit, yeah. Kind of imagine like a pecan sandy, sort of is kind of a sablé.
Okay.
But like obviously way better.
Sure.
But then like with caramel and candied pecans on it, and it was just like he's even fucking crushing us at our own game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's one thing to like kill us at French pâtissier, like to do it with American shit and just be like, watch all this. I'm going to dunk on all of you. I'm going to make the best fucking cookie any of you Americans have ever had. And he did.
Yeah.
So it's just like, all right, I can never have anything again that will ever live up to that. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
So go look up Cedric Gourlay and look up his fruit sculptures. He makes these fruit sculptures that I don't know how we spent an hour trying to figure out how he did it. It's unbelievable. And I sent pictures and video to my friend Nacho, who's a professional baker here. And it was just like, it would have been like somebody sending you Michael Appa's case photos. Like somebody who was just into dentistry but not a dentist sending you like, hey, I'm at Michael Appa's office and I'm watching him prep and sending photos and be like, oh my God.
Yep.
That's what it was like. It was absolutely unbelievable. So that was great. Food in Paris was really good. We did go out for like a 2 Michelin star meal one night. That was probably the worst meal that we had was a 2 Michelin star place, but like just we went to a couple of brasseries that were just like unfucking believable, you know.
Very cool.
Just like corner cafe kind of places.
Yeah, those are my favorite types.
Food there was great. So then so that was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday afternoon, we caught a high-speed train from Paris to Cologne, which is my first experience riding a European train.
Well, doing a TGV is the best way then, because you certainly didn't do the little banlieue one where it goes to every stop and it's 30 miles an hour.
No, this was great. It stopped in... I don't remember where all it stopped. I know it stopped in Brussels.
Oh, so you did the Thalys. Okay.
Yeah, we did the Thalys. So it stopped in Brussels, Liège, Aachen, some other German town, and then Cologne. So it was probably a 3-hour train ride. At some point, like you can hop on their Wi-Fi and the main screen that pops up on the Wi-Fi or on your web browser will tell you how fast the train is going. We're going at like 190 miles an hour or something, just fucking tearing ass through the French countryside. And it's just like, why don't we have this shit? This is fucking amazing. Well, like you just get on the train. There's no security. You show your ticket once. And you fucking go. It's just like you show up 3 minutes before and get on the train.
Texas is supposed to be the first place we're going to get it. And then they talked about San Francisco to L.A.
It makes so much sense.
Talking about it for years and nothing's happening. Because you're floating. You just feel like you're floating because there's like magnetic.
Yeah.
And
it's super smooth.
Yeah.
It's so easy compared to like taking a Southwest flight. This would make the people at Southwest like shit their pants.
Oh yeah.
If you could get around Texas with this, because it would just make it's just so nice and easy.
If given a choice, I would take a high-speed train over a short Southwest flight.
If you could hop on a train to Portland, be there in 90 minutes, not have to drive, you could go down to Portland if fucking Weezer was playing or something, and not have to worry about it.
Exactly.
So that experience was good. It just made me jealous that we don't have it here. Got to Germany, put us up at a hotel by the Kolnemesse. Is that the name of the...
Probably. I just call it Kolnemesse, but...
Kolnemesse, yeah.
Something like that.
Which is basically the big fucking...
Fairgrounds.
Convention center, whatever. It's just a massive convention center that IDS is held in. And so they put us up in a hotel near that, which was nice. It was like a Radisson, but it wasn't the Ritz. Yeah. A little bit of a letdown.
You're going to be let down like for the rest of your life.
After the fucking Paris Ritz.
Yeah.
So the next morning comes. I think we went into town, into like downtown Cologne in the morning. And I remember thinking, like, Cologne reminds me of San Antonio because it's sort of a big, sprawling city. But it's not like, I mean, it's not Paris, right? It's not like 18 million people, but it's still a big city.
Oh, it ain't small.
With a pretty concentrated city center. And it's a big convention town, which San Antonio is a big convention town. And then there's a big landmark downtown that you got to see. You know, you just think of it immediately. For San Antonio, it's the Alamo. For Cologne, it's the Cologne Cathedral. What everybody says about the Alamo, who's ever seen it, is what?
That's it?
That's it. It's fucking way smaller than I thought it would be. You get to the Cologne Cathedral, and it's like the exact fucking opposite of it. It's like, holy shit. How did they start building this in 1250?
Yeah.
Like, this thing is 200 feet high. It's massive. It's intricately carved Gothic architecture from floor to... I mean, in 1400, when that shit was reaching that height, whatever it was, that had to have been like the fucking World Trade Center, right? Like, you just look up at it, and it's mind-boggling. It's massive. So it's the exact opposite of the Alamo, of just like how big and impressive it was. And I just like it. Just standing and staring at it was just so interesting to me, that's not normally. Yeah. I'm kind of like, all right, look for a few minutes and I'm good. Like this, I just couldn't stop looking at this fucking thing.
Yeah.
It was really impressive. So then went back to the hotel and showered. So this is Thursday. And I wanted to make sure I got to the booth on time and like got entrance and like had to show my vaccine card and my testing and all that stuff to get in to IDS. Arguably, the security more stringent at IDS than it was at the U.S. border.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a minute. So get into IDS, and I'm standing at the Align booth, kind of getting my bearings, kind of trying to... I don't really know a lot of the European Align people, so I'd really just emailed with them for the most part. So I'm kind of like trying to find out who's who and like what I'm supposed to do. And I see Coachman standing... at one side of the booth, and he's with his wife, and he's talking with somebody, and that person walks away, and he's just standing there. So I head over there, and I was like, hey, man, you have no idea who I am, but I'm on before you, and I just wanted you to know that my mentor is Bill Robbins, and I know that he and Robbins are pretty close, and Robbins has taught a lot for DSD.
Okay.
And so I know Bill really well, and Bill just said, hey, just tell him you know me, whatever, it'll be fine. And so I'm standing there talking to Coachman, and I look up behind Coachman, and I see Clint fucking Timmerman walking up. It's 1 p.m, and he's already got like 2 beers in his hand. And I'm like talking to Coachman, and he just comes right up, just right in there, just fucking cock blocking me from Coachman. And Coachman was super cool. We all talked for a minute. I was like, hey, this guy right here is the brother of the guy I do my podcast with, and Coachman, said hello to him or whatever. And but it's just like fucking, he's just standing there just with 1 o'clock in the afternoon, just fucking Kolsch in his hand.
Yeah.
Just being Clint Timmerman, man.
Yeah, that's one town where Kolsch is everywhere, and it's a breakfast food.
It's easier to drink than water. It's easier to find than water, actually, and probably cheaper.
Mm-hmm. It comes with those handy little cups that you. It's one
like Dixie cups.
Just about.
They're pretty small. They're standardized though. I noticed they all have a line on them.
Yeah.
And a line took us out to dinner one night. And they took us to a real like brew house, and that where the guy comes and he's got the round thing.
Yep.
That's got all the glasses in it, and he's just reloading everybody.
Yeah.
But if you don't put a coaster over the top of your beer, it means you just want more beer. And so they'll just keep giving you beer until you put a coaster over the top of your beer.
And they can put a little check mark on the one coaster, keep a tally of all the beers they've given.
Yeah. It's pretty impressive. So the deal at the speaking engagement. So we've talked about this before, but IDS is not really an education meeting. It's really just a trade show.
Exactly.
And Align wanted to bring some education to it, so they built out really probably the biggest booth at all of IDS. I mean, I know this was a pretty light year for IDS because of COVID, but as far as what I saw, it was the biggest booth I saw.
Yeah, there's usually
between that and the ExoCAD.
Yeah, there's usually each building is going to have one main really impressive booth.
Yeah.
In that building, that was definitely Itero.
Yeah. And so they had a big booth, and they had, so they had sent me like mock-ups of it before, and they had sort of the stage built, and they showed like seating, like a little audience of like maybe 30 chairs. And I get there, and that's nowhere. None of that is there. And so what it has been replaced with was like a full fucking television studio. Like imagine a morning show, like with 4 cameras,
with booms
and a stage.
And,
with boom mics and teleprompters and the whole shebang. And so I'm like, is this where we're, and they're like, yeah, we decided that instead of having people here, the whole point of the whole deal was to beam it virtually to like all the dentists of Europe, right? So the lady who was sort of directing the show had an iPad that was like showing the simulcast of where it was going. And when I looked down at it, it was like 4,800 people logged on, watching it from I guess home or their office, all European, Pan-Asian, all those markets, non North America markets. So the point of the whole deal was just to beam this out to people all over Europe. And so, basically I'm doing my talk in front of no one, essentially, except a camera crew, and then fucking you and Clint, and was it Chris? What's the name of the guy that?
Yeah, it was Chris Stafford, Harry Wheeler.
Yeah. And who I didn't get to talk to much because they were kind of over there like right as I was like kind of getting going and like trying to get with the Align people and the AV people. And
when
all
we walked up and I saw you say, "Hey, Josh," right as you like your attention went somewhere and then you were gone. I'm like, I'm not following.
Yeah,
you.
They were like pulling me on stage.
Yeah, I'm like,
pulling me out there.
I'm going this way. You do your thing.
And so I didn't get to say hi to those guys. So I apologize to those guys. But you guys were like coming up like right as they were like trying to get me mic'd and all that stuff. There's basically like 4 people there, and I'm just talking to a camera basically. And so there was a moment when I got there, I'm like, why the fuck didn't they just like record me doing this at home instead of bringing me over here? But I'm glad that they did. I'm glad that they didn't do that. Everything was better with me being there. I think, and that was true for everybody. They had a couple of ones that they had to do virtually, and it just didn't seem to have the same pop.
Right.
But I see you show up not long after Clint shows up. I think Coachman had already shooed me away at that point. I wasn't talking to him anymore.
We were together. He just came from the different side of the stage.
He formed one side of the Eiffel
flank.
Tower, so to speak.
Exactly.
And so you came up and you were sweaty. I mean, you were just like, you could tell you were like on hour 27 of like intercontinental travel, hadn't like maybe slept, but like slept in those clothes. And then
I literally, I get off the plane, I find the car, I drive 2 hours, I park it, and then I find the bridge and make my way across the way. Yeah.
It was pretty wild, but it was good to see you, and it was a welcome face. And I think you had a culture too at that point. I think
I was on my first. Yeah, I just got there.
You were on your first. Okay, all right. First of what I would presume to be 4. You probably had 4 Kolsch the entire trip, right?
That's the new
3.5.
Yeah.
And so then I've got to do this deal, and so the way they had it, I did 30 minutes. About the whole talk, which is just getting the maximum value out of your Itero. Under these sweaty lights, and I'm just sweating through my shirt underneath it. It's like wearing a suit under these bright studio lights. And Europeans don't love air conditioning the way we do.
Apparently not. It's
had that meeting been in the States, that building would have been 64 degrees.
Right.
But there it was probably 77 inside, and that was comfortable for most of those Europeans. And then you put the lights on top of it, and I'm sweating like Chris Farley. You know?
Oh yeah,
like Chris Farley, like coming off of a withdrawal. You know,
with little DTs going on.
Yes.
Just...
Yep. And then after the first one, I did the first one on like the big studio set. Then they had me do what they call Genius Bar, or quote unquote Ask the Expert. It's like, in what fucking universe am I an expert? And that one was like, basically they had a webcam mounted up in a corner. So I'm just talking to this webcam that's mounted way up high. And there's like no there's no cameraman or anything. And so that one really feels like you're just talking to nobody. So you feel like a total loser when that one's happening. Like, here I am giving a TED talk to fucking no one caring. But they came over and showed you the numbers of like who's watching it or how many people are watching it. So there's like people watching it, but it doesn't feel that way in the moment. You feel like you're fucking talking to yourself. Just like, you know, you're having this imaginary friends conversation, like you're fucking Mr. Rogers, like, you know, playing with his fucking puppets. So did that on Thursday. Went out Thursday night with the Align people to a beer hall, like we said, and had a little schnitzel, a little Polish sausage, a little pork knuckle. Which sounds like a weird sexual move, the old pork knuckle.
Like, if I had a nickel.
I gave her the old pork knuckle. And then Friday we got up and we drove. We rented a car, which was no problem for you because you're basically European.
Yeah, I love. That's one of my favorite things to do is just rent a car in Europe and go.
Okay, yeah, not like well out of our comfort zone, like driving in another country.
Yeah.
I kept a lot of the streets in Germany have some weird looking B in the name of them, but apparently that B is pronounced like a double S.
Yeah.
What is this language? This strange B that is actually two S's.
Yeah. I don't understand.
So it's like Strasse, right?
Yeah.
And it looks like Strabe, but it's Strasse.
Yep.
It's just fucking wild. Europe is wild.
That's why I rely on my GPS. I'll just follow the arrow.
Yeah, we had a couple wrong turns, but all in all, it was successful. We drove down through like Bonn and just a little south of Bonn to a place called Drachenfels, where they have kind of a big little, I don't know, mountain hill. You can take a little train up it.
Yeah.
And you really have a pretty spectacular view of the Rhine.
You could take a train there if you knew. Otherwise, you might park on the other side and walk all the way up.
Oh, you walked up that hill?
Jesus God.
You didn't take the train? That train was €6.
I didn't even know it was there.
The best €6 you would have ever spent. Yeah, it's not in this. There's not any signs where you have to know that it's there.
Well, my GPS took me to the parking lot. I'm like, okay, park.
Yeah.
All right, keep walking.
Park here. Yep. Yeah, that was a hell of a climb, buddy. I'm actually impressed that you did that. So you get all the way up there, and there's this, you're looking out this view over the Rhine, and you can see, the Rhine is basically, just winds through Germany. It's just gorgeous, and these little picturesque German towns right off the Rhine. It's spectacular. It's just breathtaking.
It was amazing.
It's just unbelievable. And then you go down, I don't know, probably a third of the way down the hill from that top lookout point, and there's a castle that's built there. That was built in the, I don't know, early 1800s or whatever as an estate for some family.
Yeah.
It's just fucking unbelievable. It's just great. And it's just like shit like that we don't have here. And it just makes me think, like, and I met all these people from Align. They're all from all over Europe, as some French people, some people from Germany, some people from the UK. And they all live in Zurich now because Align's European headquarters are in Zurich. They all speak multiple languages, and so I just, you're around these people, I just feel like a fucking dolt, man. I just feel like an idiot.
Yeah.
Because here are these, like, I'm like, look, a Cowboys game, man. Yeah. And these guys are like hopping from, different languages, and they just seem so refined, and they just seem like they understand other cultures.
Yeah.
And I just feel like an idiot, and it just like, it's mainly the language thing. Like these people who speak more than one language is really fucking impressive. And I just feel like, they learn English because that's like what, I guess most business is sort of done in English and whatnot. And it's mainly just because we're too fucking stupid here in the States to learn another language.
Pretty much.
That they all have to like kowtow to us. And I just like wish that I had that. I wish that I could just like hop into speak a little bit of German and like speak a little bit of French. And it's some of the life experiences that you have, I'm very envious of, having spent time over there, like in a different culture. Like those are all things that enrich your life. And I think most of us here in the States like don't get any of that. We go to college and we fucking pound some beers, and then we go to dental school, and then they open up a fucking business, and then that's it.
Work until you die.
You don't get to experience other cultures or other people, and see the way things are done in other parts of the world, and experience other parts of the world. And it just sort of opens your eyes to sort of how myopic we are about the importance of us. And then you get over there, and it's like, I don't know, it's Saturday, and it's like college football, You'd walk into any restaurant in the States, and every TV would have on college football, and like you go into any place in Europe, and they don't even, there's like nothing, it's just nothing.
That's not what they do.
Shit.
Yeah.
And it's just, I'm not going to say it's better, it's just different. And it's like, I just wish we all had, I wish I would have had more of that, and I wish I would have had exposure to that when I was younger, so that maybe it would have changed the way my brain formed.
Sure. Well, it's not
about
too late.
Things like language.
You can
culture.
still travel and go see that stuff. One of my favorite memories is I was in an Irish pub in Dubai watching cricket.
That is a very Lance story right there. I mean, that's as Lance as he gets. It just like I think it's really great what you've done with your daughters and exposing them to that as well. And I just think it's one of those things. I have a couple, like one of my main and really few regrets in life is that I didn't take a year off at some point and live in New York City. I just feel like living in New York City would have been an experience that would have been something I would have learned a lot from.
Yeah.
And I regret not having gone to Europe when I was younger.
Yeah.
To just see and understand other cultures. And I think it just makes you richer. And so I think if we have any listeners here, take your kids to Europe when they're young and let them understand that there's other places in the world besides the States and other languages besides English. And the world doesn't revolve around us. There's a wide world out there that doesn't give a fuck what we do and what we're into, and has no idea who Dua Lipa is, and doesn't give a shit, about Bo Burnham. They don't care.
Exactly.
So I don't know. It just it opens my eyes to wishing I would have had more of those experiences, and then wanting more. Trying to figure out like, all right, what kind of 3-pack of cities could we hit in a week? In Switzerland and in Spain and in Poland, Austria, Czechoslovakia, like any of those. And you're kind of looking at the map, trying to figure out like, okay, how could we get a taste of this side and over here? And that's something that I wish I would have started earlier in life, because I feel like I haven't experienced as much as I should.
Well, and it can be overwhelming as well. So when you do start traveling, doing things like that, I always tell everybody doing it to don't try to see it all, because there's so much, you'll be overwhelmed. So just kind of, it's like a buffet. You take a little here, a little bit there, and plan on coming back. And you'll do another trip that will be maybe country adjacent that you might, if you have enough time, you might hurry on over back to that area that you really, really liked, and then continue on with what other things you're seeing. Yeah. And so that's one of the reasons.
It would take you 6 months to see.
Oh, easy.
All the places in Europe you would need to see.
Well, and that's the reason why I even tried getting a license in another country, was to have an excuse to go back. To be able to, even if I was just working part-time and doing a couple times a year, an excuse to then be able to then go look around and take a train and all that.
No, it really is. It's just it's one of those things like it just feels stimulating to your brain to be in another culture, and experience other people who don't speak your language and you don't speak theirs, and you got to kind of figure things out. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Now I'm good with it for about a week.
Yeah,
and after about a week, like I'm tired of my fucking phone not working. I'm tired of not having any ice. And I want a fucking cheeseburger. Yeah. And for that week, it's week 7-8 days, I'm good. But after a week, I'm like, I need my fucking phone to work. I'm tired of being on the Edge network.
You're right.
What is this shit?
Yeah. It was Clint, I was sitting there at dinner with Clint. We're just on the outside cafe at midnight or 1 a.m. and just looking around, kind of going, the architecture, just looking around.
Yeah, we don't have that
it's
shit
just,
here.
can't get enough of it. I want to go home after maybe a week, and then but then as soon as I'm home, I'm like,
the closest is Boston, I think. I mean, a little bit New York, but the closest is Boston, where it's like you have some shit that was built like in the 1800s. But that doesn't hold a fucking candle to the Cologne Cathedral, which started construction in 1250. Exactly. Fucking 1250. Yeah. It's before the Black Death, motherfucker. Like, there's a Middle Ages, and that shit is still there.
Or like the Louvre, I think that was at 600.
Yeah. Like when they started it. It's just wild. Yeah. We took a train back from Cologne. Saturday, I spoke again on Saturday, so I did Thursday and Saturday. Took a trip back to Paris from Cologne because our flight was out of Paris. And I apparently am dog shit at reading a 24-hour clock. I don't know what those fucking numbers are. I don't know. For some reason, our train got into Paris like 21:30. And I don't know why the fuck I thought that was 11:30 at night. And so I was telling Andrew, like, yeah, we get in like late. We get in like at almost midnight. And our flight out the next morning is like at 8 a.m. It's like almost midnight. Fuck. And she's like, what time does our train get in? And I was like, it's almost midnight. It's like 21:30. She's like, you fucking idiot. 21:30 is 9:30, not 11:30.
Yeah.
So we got this like bonus night in Paris where we got to go out and have a great dinner that we weren't expecting to have. It ended up being this amazing dinner. We went to just like a brasserie that the concierge at the Ritz recommended, called Vaudeville. It was like, our reservations were at 10:30. The place was fucking hopping at 10:30.
Oh yeah. Did you grab a bottle of Veuve and go to Sacre-Cœur?
We did not, but we did have a lot of champagne, rosé champagne, and regular champagne at the different brasseries that we ate at. And I had at one restaurant, I had just a glass of house like Bordeaux. And I just tasted it. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? This is like your fucking house wine. This is like $180 bottle of wine.
Easy.
And like in the United States, this is like, if they drank our house wine like at fucking Applebee's, like they would put their brains on the wall.
Oh, yeah. It was
so it was just such a great like bonus night dinner that we weren't expecting to have because I'm retarded when it comes to a 24-hour clock and knowing. And thank God I was in the military. I'd be fucking late everywhere or early. 3 hours early, 3 hours late. I don't. God knows what.
Yeah.
But it was great. Flew home. Had read about. You got to show COVID and vaccine and yeah. And we did have to show a COVID test to get on the plane and to get through French customs, like to check out.
Yeah.
When we got to the United States, those motherfuckers did not ask to see a test at all.
No two shits at all. No.
They were like, well, and now I'm global entry, and so maybe that makes a difference. I don't know, but it was like they never even. I had it up on my phone. They didn't ask. They were like, yeah, whatever. Did you bring anything back with you? No? Okay, cool.
I was supposed to have the two printed copies of the affidavit signed and everything. I had them ready. Yeah. I'm giving them to them. They're like, yeah, I don't want that. I'm like, the website said you did.
That's when we were planning this trip, it was like, all right, do we need a test to get in to France? No. Do we need just a vaccine card? Do we need a test to get into Germany? No, just a vaccine card. Where's the one place we need a test to get into? The United States, which is fucking in red zones everywhere. Like, why do they need a test to get in when they're fucking worse off than everybody? So that was kind of it wasn't a waste of time because I couldn't have gotten on the plane without it.
You're right.
However, I was expecting, like, just ask for it. I don't care if you care, but just ask to see it because I went through the fucking trouble of lugging these goddamn COVID tests to Europe and we did the ones where you like part of the purchasing of it is like you get a proctor that you like FaceTime with or whatever.
Oh, really?
And they watch you take it and then they like read the result for you and then they send you just like within 5 minutes a like a barcode on your phone that you can scan and it tells you how many hours since your last negative result. And so those super easy.
They actually have a building in the Frankfurt airport where you get in line and they send it up, do all the whole thing. And you had to go on, they walk you through the website to register with it. And then when you're all done and they, stick it up your nose, back your throat, and they say, okay, you're going to email in 30 minutes. And so you open the email when you finally get it. And I was able to then download it to my my wallet on my phone. So I was all ready to show everybody, look, here it is.
Just fucking asked to see it. Like, I read everywhere, every fucking website for the United States Border Patrol and Customs says, must have a negative test. Just fucking ask. Just ask. They never asked. Oh, my God. Lance, this is an advice show. We're 40 minutes in.
Well, let me just give a real shout out real quick. I got to hang out with, I get a text from this guy named Harry Wheeler, who was the one that actually asked us to say, hey, his new brother-in-law is a big fan of the show. He's from Scotland, but he's, going to be in Ireland, going to get married. And so he said, he messages, hey, I'm with Clint. And I'm like, you sound like an asshole. And so he's like,
it's the fucking just dunking on Clint.
And so,
Jesus.
So he was who we were hanging with. A super nice guy. He's still in dental school. How's this? They're making him repeat a year of dental school because they couldn't. They basically closed during COVID, and so
that's some bullshit.
Yeah, they didn't get anybody to work on. I mean, otherwise they were going to graduate people that had only done one root canal, 2 crowns. So
yeah, that's called my fucking dental school that I went to.
Oh, really? So then, but I did
at least
get to
on the endo.
I hung with Chris Stafford and his wife, and super cool people. I ended up. My feet were I don't know how much of the place you saw, but I was walking around so much. We clocked, it was like 18 miles, and
holy shit,
my calves were hurting. When I would wake up in the morning, I couldn't walk. And so it was horrible.
That's crazy.
But then what was awesome about Cologne, I don't know if you got a chance to experience this, but this little electric scooters that you can rent.
Yeah.
You see them around the States a little bit here and there, sort of.
They're everywhere in San Antonio. People just like leave them on the fucking.
There's so many there. There's
everywhere. Yeah.
5 different companies. I had to keep downloading apps for the ones that I was near. So we had dinner. Went to a brew house with Harry and Chris and his wife. And then we had a whole bunch of calls. The guy kept coming along, and I wasn't putting the coaster.
You put the coaster over it.
And so we did a whole bunch of that. And then we went to another place where fucker Harry kept buying Jaeger bombs.
That is all bad news.
And he kept, next thing I wasn't looking, and all of a sudden there's another one in front of me. And so we did so many. I don't even know how many we had. But finally, Chris was kind of drunk, so we got him on a cab. And so Clint and I are looking at each other going, I still got jet lag. So we rented a scooter, and we scootered around Cologne till like 4 a.m.
You're on like a most wanted list somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure. A couple of them.
We do not tolerate that behavior in Germany.
But we saw a shit ton of Cologne in the middle of the night, and there's still clubs open, awesome. So we pull over and had a beer there. And then Clint, do
they just not have like closing hours, or is it like 4 a.m.?
I think it was 4 because we end up getting last call there too. And so we got back on the scooter and kept going around town and finally found our hotel. Clint had to fly to Prague Saturday morning, so he got up, and then I'm just
had to.
Yeah, and I had to check into my hotel in Frankfurt sometime that day. And I thought, you know what? My legs are so tired from 18 miles a day of walking.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go. And that's when you had gone to that castle. I just drove out there myself and saw it and made my way down to Frankfurt.
Except that you didn't do the train. You had to climb the fucking mountain.
With calves that are so sore that I couldn't. Yeah. Yeah. Every time getting out of the car sucked. So it was an amazing experience. A whirlwind couple days for me.
Well, I appreciate you going and being there. It meant a lot. I was glad to see you guys.
Christina, Chris, and Harry were the highlight of our trip there too. So
I love the couple where they have the same name but the different. I have a couple patients like that are like Chris. I have a Chris and Christina. I have a Lee and Liana. And I think I have a couple other ones that are like that. I love a couple like that.
Yeah.
That's the same name, but just put an A at the end of one of them.
Yeah. Although Christina's with a K and a Y.
Well, it's still whatever. Whatever. We have time. We're gonna do one question because I can't not do it. So this is an advice show. We answer questions. Except not really tonight. We answer questions. We find out all this neat little Facebook groups. We answer questions from Reddit. Restart Delta team members so you need a brand of advice. So please, we need your questions. They're the assistance we crave. You can submit your questions to workandfriends@gmail.com. Do we know just any question? Do we, Lance?
Fuck no.
We don't want a bunch of boring questions like what's the best kind of lecture, because we all know that the lecture you could have done virtually for $1,500 at home, but you get a free trip to Europe is the best kind of lecture ever. We have the questions that Gordon Christensen cannot answer. Question 1, Reddit user Crisp Chum asks, "Burned my mouth on pie. Help. Yesterday, I ate a pie that was scolding. I fucking hate it when my pie is scolding. Clean your room! Clean your room!" It is now a white patch. The burn is at the very back of the mouth, at the tip of my jaw. It hurts to talk and swallow. My PCP called in lidocaine viscous solution. It numbed my whole mouth for a bit, but it was hard to get it back there. I have a job where I need to speak on the phone, and I can't do it. It hurts too much. How long should this last? I'm also rinsing with salt water, only 3 times so far, having honey and yogurt. I had Advil, but I already had 6 pills for 24 hours. At least the pie was good. Here's the fucking thing about this question, Lance.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to tell me what fucking kind of pie it was?
No.
I got to know what fucking kind of pie this was.
Yeah, are we talking a fruit pie, a cherry pie, an apple pie, or it's certainly not banana cream?
No, it can't be like a custard pie.
No.
Or like a coconut cream, because that would, obviously wouldn't be hot. It could be a minced meat pie. That could be served hot.
That certainly could be.
So I would guess it's too early for pumpkin pie. I mean, we're right on the cusp of pumpkin pie territory.
Yeah.
But I feel like I think we're too far out for it to have been a hot pumpkin pie. That seems like a really Thanksgiving. Yeah. You're only going to have hot pumpkin pie maybe on Thanksgiving Day.
Right. But could this be a McDonald's apple pie where
that like a hand pie is what I'd call that a hand pie. But yeah, those are a fucking hand pie is great. Gotta love a good hand pie.
Love a hand pie.
Hard to make because you gotta get the pie that you gotta get that dough to seal. Otherwise, all that shit comes out. All the filling leaks out of it, and you don't want the filling leaking out.
You'll have a bad day.
Your leg. Yeah. I'm gonna go apple pie because those. The apple itself becomes kind of like a heat sink,
Mm-hmm.
And especially if you microwave it, and you can have one of those part of it's still kind of cold. We get one apple piece that just got all the microwaves, and it's nuclear hot, and it just sizzles through the fucking countertop if you drop it on there. But the rest of the pie is kind of cold.
Yeah,
apple does that more than I would say a cherry.
Yeah, it could
apple seems to be there's something about the apple I think that holds that better. Now there's a difference between a Dutch apple pie and American apple pie.
Explain.
American apple pie, number one, has a pastry top. That pastry can be lattice. That pastry can have little decorative leaves or whatever cut out of it, but it's going to have a pastry top. So basically, a pie crust all the way around.
Gotcha.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
A Dutch apple pie generally won't have a top, especially won't have a pastry top. If it does have a topping, it'll be streusel. And then Dutch apple pie has apple slices as opposed to chopped up apple chunks. So that would be a difference in the way that it's filled. I feel like the chunk of apple would be more likely to burn.
Yeah.
A thin apple pie or thin apple slice, I don't think would hold as much heat as a chunk would.
That makes sense.
Could be like a blackberry pie.
Yeah.
Or a blueberry pie. Pecan pie can do it as well because those that inner gooey part can get pretty smoking hot. But I gotta fucking know what kind of pie it is. Because I'm just reading the question, wondering what kind of pie. And then he says at the end, the pie was good.
Okay, so despite the scalding burn...
Despite the scalding, I gotta know what fucking kind of pie is good, even though it, nuked your tonsillar pillars. Still was good pie. What kind of pie?
Yeah.
What kind of pie? No one asked. No one asked on Reddit, hey, like, what kind of pie was it,
None of the
bub?
follow-ups were finding out?
No, there's no follow-ups.
Sons
None.
of bitches.
I love pie. Where are you on pie?
I don't mind it. It's not usually the one I would order for dessert.
Really?
Yeah.
If I see a fruit pie on a menu somewhere, I fucking get it. It's just God, I love a cherry pie.
I bet you do.
Love it. I love it. It's like it's so good. Apple, an apple pie. We made an apple pie with cheddar a couple years ago. That was fucking out of the world. Just over the moon. Great.
Wow.
Yeah,
I tend to like a creme brulee or a bread pudding.
Okay, so you like custardy sort of.
Yeah.
The bread pudding, I just think you like the booze. I just think you're.
Well, that doesn't hurt.
Coconut cream pie is also super solid.
Yeah.
Really a cream pie of any kind, Lance. I'm here for it.
Okay.
The pie was scolding. So the pie was scolding him about what?
Being such a dumbass.
You're such a pig, Crispy Chum. You're a pig. Clean your room. I'm a pie, and I'm telling you to clean your room because you live in a pigsty, you pig. Is that what he means by the pie was scolding?
I doubt it, but I don't know. That's what he wrote.
Clean your room. Do you think he means the pie was scalding?
I'm assuming that's what he meant, but he sucks at spelling.
Yeah. Vowels are important, Lance. Which vowel you pick?
Just buy one,
is
dude.
Important. You're a pig. You're a pig with this pie in this room. Clean it. I love a scolding pie. It's just so judgmental.
Kind of into it, yeah.
You never have a girlfriend.
You should move out.
What are you doing here? Don't you have a job? I love a scolding pie. And he says, it is now a white patch. The pie's a white patch? Like it...
Guess you did right.
It got moldy?
It's only white at the end.
It's white in his mouth, I guess?
Sure.
The burn is at the very back of his mouth. How did it get that far back there? Does he eat like a duck?
Yeah.
Like open wide and like drop the pie in like to the back of his mouth? How did it not burn something further forward before it got to the back?
Yeah, I'm always burning my incisive papilla, not my...
Right. You
my
burn
uvula.
the front or you burn the roof of your mouth.
Uh-huh.
Not like, oh, I like, like when you're, you have somebody's like tossing you a peanut M&M or something like that and you try to catch it.
Yeah.
And like I could see how like if it arced just right, like it could hit you in the back of the mouth.
Sure.
Without touching anything else. But if you're eating a piece of pie off of a fork.
Yeah, I just don't see that happening.
How does that burn like all the way along I could see if it burned the back of the mouth, but like it would leave a trail of burn. All the way around. I do not. Have you ever had viscous lidocaine?
I haven't.
It just like if you numb all the mucous membrane in your mouth, like it's just not a pleasant feeling. I don't know if it's better or worse than the burn, but it's certainly not like that feels better.
Right.
It's just a different kind of uncomfortable. Uh-huh. It numbed my whole mouth for a bit, but it was hard to get it back there. Like, yeah, you're not gonna gargle really with it because God forbid you swallow that shit.
Right.
That would not be good. I have a job where I need to speak on the phone. Well, the pie should have fucking scolded you.
Yeah.
What about your job where you're a telemarketer, Jerry? What are you going to do about that when you eat my scalding hot insides? Did I say scolding or scalding?
You did.
Which one?
You said scolding.
God damn it. God damn it. Before you eat my scalding hot insides, Jerry, I'm the scalding pie.
We need a fucking t-shirt.
Why are you wearing your shoes inside, Jerry? Leave your shoes at the door. Yeah, getting scolded by a pie does hurt too much, for sure. You don't want to get scolded by a pie.
Yeah, that's a pretty severe shame.
These fucking pies, they're just scolding. They're just so judgmental, these pies. So judgmental. How long should this last? I don't know. What, 2 days?
Yeah, give it 2, maybe 3.
He says he's rinsing with warm salt water a lot, which I think is counteracting the lidocaine. It's probably not a great idea.
I would think, yeah.
I don't know what the fuck honey and yogurt are going to do.
Maybe
this
act like a balm.
Fucking Aveda store. Like,
yeah.
It seems like, I don't know what. Yogurt isn't going to do shit for you except make you shit. That's it. That's all yogurt's going to do. Honey, I guess it might coat it, but fucking
for a
lidocaine,
second.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what, are you just eating honey by the fucking spoonful?
Yeah, well, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
Yeah.
No?
I mean, yes, it does, but like you can't just constantly be having a spoon of sugar. That's
you don't,
how you get diabetes.
Have you tried? You don't know.
I look like it. I do look like it. Already had 6 pills for the 24 hours of Advil. Advil doesn't really help for shit like this, you know?
I wouldn't
like
think.
a burn on him. Like it's, you know, it helps for like, you know, you've got a little like pulpitis. Like it helps for that shit. You had a tooth surgically extracted. It doesn't help for like I burned my soft tissue. It's not, you know, you just need to put the viscous lidocaine on it. And just, you know, I don't know. Get a fucking job where you can, instead of being on the telemarketer, you like are at like the representatives that people chat with at the live chat window.
That's
you know
right.
What I mean, where you're just typing your answers.
You type along and you don't have to talk to anybody.
You're going to have to get a transfer, Jerry, to another department. I'm the Scolding Pie. Fucking Scolding Pie is more annoying than Dickie Dickards.
Yeah.
Clean your room, Jerry. You're so gross. When was the last time you washed that robe? Why are all these socks crispy? Fucking Jerry and his pie. Let me look at Crisp Chum here. Let me see what we got. We got anything good? Burned mouth and throat from hot food. This is in Ask Docs. Age 26, sex male, height 5'8". What the fuck does that matter? Like, you're fucked. If you were 6'4",
you'd be fine.
This would be no big deal.
Just walk it off.
But that no, it's gonna be hard. Duration of complaint, 3 hours. I took a big bite out of apple pie.
There it is.
Yes!
There it is.
Mystery solved and didn't realize how hot the filling was. It's been a few hours, hurts to swallow and talk, even drinking water. How can I relieve it? I have a job where I need to talk on the phone. At least the apple pie was good. Why couldn't he have told us it was apple pie?
Sons of
Only
bitches.
physicians get to know.
Yeah.
One person on there, only comment says popsicles.
There you go.
It's like when you get your tonsils out. He posted that twice. The second time was removed.
Oh.
How can I send pictures of Winnie the Pooh to Xi Jinping? I guess, is that the president of China?
I have no idea.
How can I send pictures of Winnie the Pooh to Xi Jinping?
Sounds contagious.
Does Xi Jinping like Winnie the Pooh?
He'd better if you're going to be sending him that shit.
You can send me pictures of Winnie the Pooh. I don't want like a picture of an actual Pooh. I mean, like a cartoon character Winnie the Pooh. I need help. This is from YNAB, which is a subreddit for a popular budgeting software called You Need a Budget. I need help rolling with the punches. Hey, everyone, I've been budgeting since July, and I need help. It's fucking September, so it's not, like you did it twice. All right. I went on vacation. I ended up spending a lot more than I anticipated because my partner ran into financial issues, so I had to cover her half. Plus, the initial hotel we're going to stay at was a dump, so I have a cancellation fee for that, and I'm spending more money on a decent place to stay. Also, I have a sudden wedding I need to go to this weekend. Don't ask, lol. I need to buy a suit and give a gift. I'm giving less of a gift than what I normally would. Normally, I've been a month ahead on bills, but now I'm only covering this month's bills and next month's rent and a few bills. I have money for groceries and gas to my next paycheck, very little fun money. All of the money I'd saved up towards a fun purchase I was saving up for is gone. I just feel stuck and like I'm doing something wrong. I'm tempted to take money from my emergency fund as a buffer to cover my expenses for the next few weeks. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. I have 2 months rent worth in my emergency account, and it's like 5 months worth in my savings. I don't know if I'm thinking too much into this. I've been very anxious about this stuff lately. Edit, I took a bit of my emergency fund, but I replenish it each time I get paid. Thanks, everyone. I would not have touched the emergency fund. I would have left it. And I just would have not done some fun shit. You just went on vacation. Yeah. You just fucked this pie. And that the pie should be enough fun things to get you through, right?
Maybe just settle down a little bit.
Yeah, just stop fucking these pies.
Just Netflix and chill.
I've never seen so many ducks in mobile photography. Is this mold in my toilet? Let's see here. Over budgeting. Why do you manage finance purchases into YNAB? How can I reconcile on Android? Save $5,000 in 2 months. Does anyone else get more congested in the shower? This is in the subreddit of sinusitis. What a fucking horrible subreddit.
Wow.
These are the worst fucking people. I have a deviated septum and allergies. I get sinusitis more frequently than others. However, I can be completely clear than going to a hot shower, then my nose clogs up. I've asked my ENT, allergist, and general doctor, and none of them knows why. Is it even my particular shower? It happens in other showers. Then as soon as I breathe in cooler air outside the shower, clears outside of the shower clears up instantly. That seems to be the opposite. Don't a lot of people like clear up when they get into like the steam? Like, doesn't the steam kind of help open?
That's what I was told.
Open you up. See if I can find anything else good. I don't want to like end on that one. Oh, here's a good one. This is in the subreddit of ingrown toenails.
Oh, Jesus.
How can I take care of my infected toenail until my doctor's appointment? I see the podiatrist on the 22nd. It started about 2 weeks ago. I did some of my own surgery, which looking back may have been counterproductive.
You think?
I put Neosporin on a Band-Aid and it went away in 2 days. It came back yesterday, probably because of the butcher job I did last time. I think I may have gotten the piece of the nail into my skin, but I'm not sure. The skin on the side is red and puffy. There's no pus. I've been soaking it in warm, soapy bath, as well as a bowl of water. I don't know what just sticking your foot in a bowl of water does. And hydrogen peroxide. The motherfuckers love hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah.
These people put that shit on everything. After I put a Band-Aid on Neosporin. Am I doing the right thing until my appointment? I don't plan to do any more cutting until my appointment. I'll leave that for him. Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Probably a good idea.
Stop cutting. Yeah, there's start with that.
Do you know how fucking lucky we are that people can't get to their fucking teeth?
Yeah.
Because people would be doing shit like that.
Yeah.
If they could get to their teeth and there was like a sharp edge or something. I've had people that like will take a nail file and like, oh, I had a sharp edge on it and I took my nail. But could you imagine if they could fucking get to it? They would just come in with like torn up shit, gums, God knows what. You know, it's like, thank God we know what to deal with that shit because they can't get to where we have to work. So that is one thing I do thank the Scolding Pie for, is that people can't get to their teeth. Well, Lance, that's gonna about do it for the night.
I think it should.
Do you know anybody that loves a Scolding Pie, that loves a pie that just won't leave them alone about their life's choices? You have any friends like that?
I don't have any friends, so no.
That is true. But you just told me about your fucking Scottish friends. All I know, they told me that you guys were like reenacting scenes from Train Spotting. You know, that's what I heard.
We did a few things like that. I was sick boy.
That's what I was going to say. If you know anybody like that, tell them about the show. It's how we grow the show, one new listener at a time. Lance, what's your favorite number? What's your favorite number of Kolsch's?
Big fan of 25. 5.
Yeah, it's a 47.
Which night?
To be fair, Kolsch it's a hair on the light side, so you can have.
Oh, that's the thing. Yeah, it's
a few of them. They go down pretty. It's not like Guinness.
No.
Yeah, hit us up with a 5-star review. iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify. If you're flicking through Podbean, flick 5 stars. Hit us up on the web, workinginterferences.com. Hit us up on all the social bullshits. Facebook, Working Interferences, Josh and Lance. Bunny Shipper, dentists, and dental team members. Twitter at Winterferences, Instagram at Winterferences. Lance can be found on Instagram at Dear Timmerman DMD. And can be found on Instagram at Joshua Austin DDS. Smash that follow button. Is it my turn for a song?
It is.
I was going to pick, like in every fucking movie when they show Paris, they have like
La Vie en Rose,
like an accordion song.
Yeah, La Vie en Rose.
Okay, yeah. I didn't see one fucking guy in a Britney shirt with a fucking bandana tied around his neck and a beret playing an accordion at all. And I want my fucking money back because I just that was every fucking street corner.
Yeah, you're at the Ritz. I think they banish those guys. They get the hose, hose them down. Get off our lawn.
I didn't hear any of that, but because no one in Europe knows who the fuck I am, I'm picking a song by two young men named Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock called It Takes Two. And one of the lines says, "I'm not internationally known, but I'm known to rock the microphone," and that's how I feel.
There you go.
So, I hope you enjoy Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock. It Takes Two. For Lance Timmerman, I'm Joshua Austin. Jesus Christ. Peace. Stay fresh, cheese bags. Oh no, fromage. How do you say bags?
Oh, bags.
In French,
like a sac. Sac de fromage.
Stay fresh, sac de fromage. Hit it.
To get down, I'm not internationally known, but I'm known to rock the microphone because I get stupid, I mean outrageous. Stay away from me if you're contagious, cause I'm a winner, no not a loser. To be an MC is what I choose. Ladies love me, girls adore me, I mean even the ones who never saw me, like the way that I rhyme at a show. The reason why, man, I don't know, so let's go, cause listen up, cause I'm gonna keep you in step. I got an idea that I wanna share. You don't like it, so what? I don't care. I'm number one, the uno, I like calm. Bring all the suckers, cause all of them I'll stomp. Won't neglect, but I will protect all of my followers, cause all I want is respect. I'm not a boxer, but the man who rocks ya. A slick brother that can easy outfox ya. Cause I'm Rob, the last name Basis. And over mic, I'm known to be the freshest. So let's start, it shouldn't be too hard. I'm not a sucker, so I don't need a bodyguard. I won't flex, wear bulletproof vest. Don't smoke Buddha, can't stand sex, yes. It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. The situation that the bass is in, I'm kinda stingy, that's why I don't wanna win. A funky rhyme to a foe or a good friend. Listen up, cause I want you to comprehend. Cause I'm the leader, the man, superior. I take curia and then you get worrier. So just sit, my rhymes are not counterfeit. The record sells, which makes this one a hit. It won't hurt to listen to Red Alert. Take off the shirt, make sure I don't hit the dirt. I like the kids, the guys, the girls. I won't get done cause this is Raw Bass World. I'm on a mission, you better just listen to my rhymes cause I'm all about dissing cause it takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. I stand alone, you get weary. Don't cheer me, just hear me out, cause I got the clout. Shout. Before I turn the party out, I won't stutter, project my voice, speak clearly, so you can be my choice on stage or on record. Go to the Wiz and select it. Take it off the rack, if it's whack, put it back. I like the Whopper, the Big Mac. If you want static, so let's go. So, throw up your hands, go for what you know. Bro, I got an ego. Yo, talking to me? No. Oh, cause robbers in the front, easy rockers on the back up. We're not soft, so you better just slack up. Cause I'm cool, calm, just